Do you look into someone's eyes and think you only see color? Brown, blue, green, hazel. But here's what nobody tells you. Those colors aren't random. They're not just genetics deciding whether you look pretty or not. Your eye color is a direct window into your brain chemistry, your personality traits, and how people unconsciously respond to you before you even open your mouth. And in the next 15 minutes, I'm going to break down exactly what your eye color reveals about who you are at a neurological level and why certain eye colors trigger specific reactions in other people's brains. But pay very close attention when we get to eye color number 3. That one carries a psychological profile so rare and so misunderstood that if you have it, you've probably spent your whole life feeling like an outsider. And now you're about to find out why. Let me ask you something. Have you ever noticed that people treat you differently based on how you look? Not your clothes, not your body, your eyes. The way people hold eye contact with you. The assumptions they make, the energy they project. It's not coincidence, it's biology. Your eye color sends subconscious signals that other people's brains pick up and respond to automatically. And here's the kicker. The personality traits linked to your eye color aren't just stereotypes. They're backed by neuroscience. The same genes that determine your eye pigmentation also influence your neurotransmitter levels, your pain tolerance, your stress response, and even how your brain processes information. So when we talk about what your eye color says about you, we're not talking astrology. We're talking about genetic markers that shape who you are from the inside out. Eye color number 8, dark brown eyes. Let's start with the most common eye color on the planet. Dark brown, almost black in some lighting. If you have dark brown eyes, here's what that means. You're carrying the highest concentration of melanin in your iris. And that melanin doesn't just sit there making your eyes look a certain way. It's connected to how your entire nervous system operates. Studies show that people with dark brown eyes have faster reaction times and better performance in activities that require speed and precision, because melanin affects the electrical conductivity in your brain. Your neurons fire faster. Your reflexes are sharper. Dark brown-eyed people are perceived as more dominant, more trustworthy, and more emotionally grounded. When someone looks into dark brown eyes, their brain reads it as strength, stability, confidence. Research shows that people with brown eyes produce more dopamine in certain regions of the brain. This makes you more motivated, more driven, and more likely to take charge in group settings. You don't wait for permission. You act. Eye color number 7, light brown or hazel eyes. If your eyes are light brown or hazel, shifting between brown, green, and gold depending on the light, you're genetically wired for adaptability. Hazel eyes are caused by a unique combination of melanin distribution and light scattering in the iris. And that same genetic variability shows up in your personality. You're not one thing, you're multiple things. You shift depending on your environment. This makes you incredibly socially intelligent. You read the room. You adapt your energy to match whoever you're with. Psychologically, hazel-eyed people are often described as mysterious and hard to read. You're a moving target. People can't pin you down. And that makes you both intriguing and slightly unsettling to others. Research also links hazel eyes to higher levels of spontaneity and risk-taking behavior. You're more likely to make impulsive decisions, to chase novelty, to get bored with routine. You're the person who cancels plans last minute or suddenly decides to quit your job and move across the country. Not because you're flaky, because your brain craves stimulation. And when life gets stagnant, you disrupt it. Eye color number 6, blue eyes. Here's where it gets controversial. If you have blue eyes, you're carrying a genetic mutation. Not a bad one, but a mutation nonetheless. Scientists traced blue eyes back to a single ancestor who lived 6,000 to 10,000 years ago near the Black Sea. Before that, blue eyes didn't exist. Everyone had brown. Then, one person was born with a genetic glitch that reduced melanin production in the iris. Blue eyes are linked to specific personality traits that other eye colors don't share. Studies show that blue-eyed people have higher pain tolerance. The same gene that reduces melanin also affects how your nervous system processes pain signals. You can handle more discomfort than people with darker eyes. Psychologically, blue-eyed individuals are often perceived as more innocent, more trustworthy, and more emotionally sensitive. People project softness onto you, but it also means people underestimate you. They think you're naive or easy to manipulate. Big mistake. Blue eyes also correlate with higher levels of introversion and introspection. You spend a lot of time in your own head. analyzing, reflecting, processing emotions deeply before you show them. Eye color number 5, green eyes. If you have green eyes, congratulations. You're a genetic unicorn. Green is the rarest natural eye color in the world. Only 2% of the global population has true green eyes. This rarity isn't just aesthetically interesting, it's psychologically significant. When people see green eyes, their brain flags it as unusual, different, special, and that changes how they interact with you. Studies show that green-eyed people are often perceived as mysterious, seductive, and slightly dangerous, not in a threatening way, in a "you're unpredictable and I can't figure you out" way, and that perception shapes how people treat you. Green eyes result from low melanin combined with a specific type of light scattering called Rayleigh scattering. The same genetic factors are linked to higher levels of creativity and unconventional thinking. You don't follow the rules just because they exist, you question them. Research also links green eyes to higher emotional intensity. You feel things deeply: love, anger, jealousy, joy. When you're in, you're all in. When you're done, you're gone. There's no middle ground with you. And that intensity makes you magnetic. People are either completely drawn to you or completely intimidated by you. There's rarely an in-between. Eye color number 4, gray eyes. Let's talk about the rarest eye color that nobody talks about: gray. True gray eyes are even rarer than green, and they're often mistaken for blue in certain lighting. Gray eyes happen when there's almost no melanin in the front layer of the iris and a specific density of collagen fibers that scatter light in a way that creates that steel or silver tone. This is genetic minimalism. Gray-eyed people are often described as emotionally detached, highly analytical, and intensely private. You don't wear your emotions on your sleeve, you observe, you calculate, you process internally before reacting externally. Psychologically, gray eyes are associated with high intelligence and strategic thinking. You're a chess player in a world of checkers. You see 3 moves ahead. You don't make impulsive decisions. This makes you incredibly effective in high-pressure situations, but it also makes you hard to connect with emotionally. People feel like they can't reach you, like there's a wall between you and everyone else. And honestly, there is. Because you've learned that emotions cloud judgment, so you keep them controlled. This doesn't mean you don't feel, you just don't show it. And that makes you powerful but lonely. People respect you, they might even fear you a little, but they rarely feel like they truly know you. Eye color number 3, heterochromia. 2 different colored eyes or sectoral color variations. Okay, this is the one I told you not to miss. If you have heterochromia, where one eye is a different color than the other, or if one eye has a distinct section of different color, you're genetically and psychologically wired in a way that most people will never understand. Heterochromia is caused by an imbalance in melanin distribution during development. It can be genetic or acquired, but either way, it's rare, and rarity creates identity. If you have this trait, you've spent your whole life being stared at. People notice you immediately, they comment on it. Some are fascinated, some are uncomfortable, but nobody ignores it. Psychologically, people with heterochromia often develop a heightened sense of self-awareness and a complicated relationship with being different. You're used to standing out, to being the exception, and that makes you either deeply confident or deeply insecure, sometimes both at the same time. You've been othered your whole life, and that otherness either made you retreat into yourself or it made you own your uniqueness and weaponize it. Research shows that people with heterochromia score higher on measures of creativity, nonconformity, and emotional complexity. You don't fit in, and at some point, you stop trying. This makes you magnetic to people who value authenticity and deeply off-putting to people who value conformity. You're not for everyone, and you know it, and honestly, you prefer it that way. Because fitting in never felt like winning to you. It felt like losing yourself. Eye color number 2. Amber eyes. Let's talk about the eye color that looks like it belongs to a wolf. Amber. If your eyes are true amber, a solid golden yellow or copper tone with no green or brown, you're in an incredibly rare genetic category. Amber eyes contain very little melanin, but high levels of a yellow pigment called lipochrome. And this gives your eyes that glowing, almost animal-like appearance. People with amber eyes are often compared to predators. Amber-eyed individuals have a psychological profile that leans heavily toward intensity, focus, and dominance. Studies suggest that people with amber eyes have heightened sensory perception. You notice details others miss. You pick up on micro expressions. You sense when someone is lying,